Well, hello folks, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Kokkola in Finland, on the west coast of Finland. We're going to be taking this big tank of ethane and we're going to be going into Sweden. We've got a rather cool little journey that we'll be going on around this bit of sea. We'll talk about that in a bit. Through Luleå, through a couple of, I think, where is the border? I think the border is here. So all the way into Luleå. We've got a couple of things to pick up along the way, which is good, including a scenic viewpoint in Luleå. So excited about that. But I think this looks really, really cool. So we potentially got some quite exceptional vistas that we will see along this route. That has to be, surely. I was hoping to get the drive up there. Haven't seen it yet, but maybe we'll be lucky and get it a northerly drive to our Honningsvåg, to the most northern road in Europe, which would be pretty awesome if we managed to get all the way up there in the next drive. And I suspect these roads are going to be interesting, very interesting. Right, let's dive into the cab. Really, really excited by this one. It is Tuesday, just a little bit past 1. Had a nice something to eat in the cafe down the road, and we are ready to rock and roll. We are going out here on the right, and thank you very much for all those who have been sharing what they've been up to so far in this DLC. Keep those thoughts coming. Oh, this is the way we wanted to go. Right. We went wrong there. Which way is this gate going to go? Forward or backwards? I'm not sure. That way. That makes sense. Yeah. So we'll share what people have been doing. And I want to say, I did see a comment from Micropizza. It was a really cool long comment talking about his thoughts on kind of the area that he kind of lives near, and how the new DLC kind of portrays that. For whatever reason, I saw that comment come in, but I cannot see it. It seems to have been deleted from the video. I haven't done that. That is a YouTube thing, so apologies for that, Micropizza. If you do want to share that comment again, please do, because unfortunately I can't see that unless you shared it somewhere else. But it was a really good one. I did want to talk about that in today's episode in some detail, but looking for it, I wasn't able to find it. So, which is a little bit annoying. But there were other comments on the video telling me about what people have started doing in the new DLC. And it's good to see not everyone's starting in the same place. So we'll talk a bit about that in a second. Where am I going to be going? This way? This feels random. What the heck is this? Isn't a road? Is this a road? Feels like we're just cutting through. It's like an industrial park or something. Right, we have been on this bit before. Let's just... Coming out of here, here's the hidden road that we were on, and I want you folks to give me your impressions or what you've found so far in terms of hidden roads. Have you found a lot? Have you seen a lot of them around? Because I think that's going to be quite fun if there's a bunch of them. And what's the best one you've seen so far? Are we in store for something awesome if you've seen a few of them? Let me know about that. Right, so it's a beautiful afternoon, isn't it? A few clouds, lots of trees everywhere. I think the gist of what Micropizza was saying is that it does feel pretty close. There were some differences and things that he was a little bit frustrated with that were missing, but I think broadly it was a really positive review of his kind of where he lives, which is, I think, one of the biggest positives you can hear. If it looks like where you live, particularly if you've been there all your life and you know that place like the back of your hand, then they've done a good job. What is that? Is that dates or measurements? Wasn't sure. Like heights or something. I'm not sure. Anyway, folks, we are going to be picking up the viewpoint and photo officer. Oh, dear me. Did we get away with that? Yeah, we got away with it. I thought we would struggle there, but oh, it's this part, isn't it? It's just the constant string of traffic lights. You know, Finland, what's this about? Why do you not have any traffic lights anywhere, and then you put all the traffic lights in Finland on one road? Why do that? That's a weird thing to do, right? Oh dear. Oh, we might actually need to sleep. I didn't notice that. I think I saw somewhere to sleep a little bit further up. I think we might just go into here. I think we'll do that, and then I'll come back out. So we'll take a left just up here and have a sleep in that area. Yeah, that could have been a disaster. So it's a 6-hour journey, 350 kilometres. So it's not going to take us a huge amount of time. We're earning. Should we? We don't need that. Where are we going to sleep? I think we need to go over here. We're going to be earning a reasonable amount of cash for this. Oh, here we go. There we go. Yeah, earning about 16k for this job. So I'll have a sleep, and then we'll have a second sleep, I think. Raining. What time's that going to bring us out? Oh, not too bad. 8 o'clock on a Wednesday morning. We went about 5 metres down the road. we went again. So hopefully they're not expecting anything too soon, because we've slept immediately. That's all good. That's all good. So we are going to be picking up the first city in the event. I was on the wrong side of the road to some extent there. Yeah, picking up the first city in Sweden in the event. Remember, we've got to pick up 6 cities in Sweden, 6 cities in Finland, and 6 in Norway, all of which need to be cities that are in the new DLC. So it can't be in any of the others in Scandinavia or the other one beyond the Baltic. Beyond the Baltics? Beyond the Baltic Sea. That's it, isn't it? Anyway, that one. Right. So, what we're going to do now is I'm going to do a little time lapse. You're going to see the beautiful Finnish countryside as we wend our way northwards towards Oulu. And I'll see you in a little bit when we come back, probably as we're driving through Oulu. I suspect this is going to be gorgeous. If we see a hidden road along the way, we will absolutely be stopping to check that out. I'm sure there will be some, but hopefully we see some rather cool stuff all the way through this. Let's just figure out where we are. Yeah, so we'll probably stop off there, have a very quick break out of the time lapse, so you can see what that is, and then we'll head up to Oulu, and then we'll have a proper chat when we get there, which will be about the halfway point. So we'll see you in a little bit. Right, folks, here is the photo opportunity in Kalajoki. Looks like we've got a church or something on the right side. It's actually been a fair amount of stuff to look at, like a few villages or something like that. So it is Kalajoki Church, which is a rather cool looking place. don't know what the sort of like major religion is in Finland. Presumably like Christian, is it? Or I don't know. I never really thought about that. Or is it? Or is there some other religion which is more commonly adhered to? I'm not entirely sure. Well, I think one of the things that was being said, I will cut off in a second, and we'll carry on with the time lapse. But one of the things from Megatron Decepticon that was said in a comment on the last video was how much he was enjoying driving through like this sort of vast open like nothingness with just no sign really of human habitation anywhere. No houses, the odd sign and things like that, but it's not something he was saying that you get anywhere else in Europe in the game, because there's a lot of effort put on all the cool stuff to see, and a lot of that is stuff that is man-made. So this is just kind of like the majesty of this fantastic country, all these fantastic countries. Might take a little photo here. Ooh. A river. I don't know what I'm going to use as my thumbnail, so it's always hard to pick a few, and we go with whatever's the best. But I was sort of looking on the map, and it does look like the route we're taking at the minute isn't necessarily as deserted as some of the other routes. So I think you're much less likely to have stuff in the interior of Finland. Around the coast, you can understand why, because of fishing and things like that, but around the coast you'll see a lot more sort of settlements and things like that. But yeah, he was also saying, because he's from New Zealand, that this is the first part of the game that really reminds him of driving in New Zealand in certain places, so that's again quite cool. Right folks, I'll stop blathering and we will head up to Oulu, and I'll leave you in peace for the rest of this part of the drive. Right folks, we have driven past Oulu, and I've not seen the border actually, because we haven't passed over it, so we'd just be going through it soon. So we picked up Oulu is part of the achievement, which is the Polar Explorer achievement, so we've got to do 20 cities from within the DLC. We've done 2 already, so that would be number 3. I reckon we'll be picking these 2 up, so that's 4 and 5, and Luleå, which would be 6. And so because all these are like right on the roads, it does mean there's going to be a lot of that sort of stuff going on, particularly in these sort of areas here where there's a few more bits to look at. Oh, Umea Nice. Yeah, a lot of these names are familiar to me, and that's because I did a little while ago. That looked hidden roady. Oh no, it wasn't a hidden road. It was a dirt track, which is actually in the game. Wow. Yeah, I did a Football Manager save in across the Nordic regions, and I spent a lot of time in Sweden. So a lot of those names ring a bell with me, because I had a lot of fun with that. And so one of the cities is a city called Örebro, and it was I forget who, Megatron Decepticon, who started off his journey in Örebro, which I think is in the base sort of Scandinavian DLC, and then he's gone north and he's looking to pick up that in Norway, that Atlantic highway that's an achievement for. So I think that's rather cool. I think we're absolutely going to do that at some point as we pick up Tornio, which doesn't sound a particularly Finnish name, but I think we are in Finland still in a minute. Hopefully we'll see some flags or something to allow us to be sure what the heck's going on. But we also had so the other person who commented was GT Gaming, and also said that they've been they've got the DLC and they have started their journey in Finland. So they were in Tampere in Finland and have gone to the Finnish Swedish border, which is, I guess, kind of a very similar route to what we're doing here, which is nice. One of the things I have noticed, like in passing as we pass through some of these towns, is if you look at the roundabouts that are here, and there are a fair few of those, it seems like every single one of them's got some sort of like monument or something in the middle of it, rather than just as we have over here, just like grass or a bit of shrubbery. Like had what looked like the propeller off a boat. I've had all sorts of crazy things that are just sitting there in the middle of. Ooh, hello! Oh, this is rather cool, isn't it? This must be the very end of that stretch of water. The what is essentially a part of the. Oh, I've got a name for it actually. Yeah, part of the Baltic Sea. It's the Gulf of Bothnia, apparently. This region up here. I don't know how far that goes down, but what's interesting is that apparently there's not a huge amount of fresh water that can get into this gulf. Or I think when it's talking about fresh water, it's talking about stuff that is from outside of it. So what that has meant, and here we go, here's what I mean, it's like another one. What's this? The heck's this? Rings. No idea. But what that has meant is that apparently there's a like higher than usual level of mercury in that sea. It is considered, the fish there are considered fresh to eat, but okay to eat, but it is higher than elsewhere. What's this one got on it? Yeah, every single one has got something. Is this normal, or is this just kind of for the game? So we've picked up another one, Haparandra, and going towards Sundsvall, which is in Sweden. So we have crossed the Swedish-Finnish border. I've not seen any sort of indication that we're across, other than we've got an IKEA here. It didn't make it over the border in Finland. I'm sure they do have IKEA in Finland. It'd be weird if they didn't. If that is where they drew the line. We're not having IKEA, not in our country. No chance. We will make our own tables out of wood that we cut down from the trees. That's what we're doing. That's what the Finnish folk are doing. But yeah, Sundsvall, Umeå and Luleå. And look at this gorgeous woodland. Absolutely amazing. I think one of the things I did notice, and you might have picked up on this as we were driving through past the city we went through, Oulu, was kind of the amount of trees that are around the cities. And that's so when I went to Tampere, that was certainly something I noticed. There were so many trees there. It was such a you know, it was kind of hard to see where the city was. When we were flying in, I couldn't even see the city. I couldn't see the airport, which is kind of like land in the forest, it seemed. And then we were driving from the airport to the hotel, it was like forest everywhere again, which is rather cool. So I guess that's very much what it's like over there, but all the way. But look, yeah, this is a fun one. Enjoyed this drive so far. Not as much coastal driving as I thought we were going to get, but a lot of forest driving. We've picked up a few cities, which is good. I'm looking forward to seeing what the scenic viewpoint is that is in Luleå a little bit later on. It's not far away actually. We're just an hour 20 out now. But yeah, nice. Also, if you have been through the reworked regions, which I didn't do, how do they look? Let me know in the comments, because I've not had the opportunity to see those reworked regions in the Scandinavia DLC. Does it look different? Presumably it does. Who's been through sort of Stockholm, which I think was massively reworked. Copenhagen looked like it was massively reworked as well. So yeah, let me know down in the comments. Right, we've got about an hour to go. I'm going to do a final little time lapse, and then I'll see you for the final reverse in probably not very long. Right folks, well apparently we have arrived in Luleå. I'm yet to see a house. So we have our scenic viewpoint just a little bit further down the road, but as you can see it just looks like we're in the middle of the city, in the middle of the forest still. Not a even possible indication of human habitation anywhere. Oh, there we go. It's our first house. This is Luleå. But it'll be interesting to know what this particular thing is about. Yeah, there's another one, like a giant orange that's been half eaten. What's that about? Let me know in the comments what all these roundabout structures are. They're rather cool, but I don't understand them. Right, somewhere down here we should see our scenic viewpoint. And this looks a lot nicer. The central part of the town is this way. I can't take a right there. Let's get through the traffic lights. That's it. We know what we're in for. We've probably got traffic lights everywhere now. Are they going to do like a... Well, I wonder if they'll like do an old town kind of like hidden road somewhere. That would be rather nice. Oh, look at this. So I guess, yeah, so it's on this side of the lake where things are more interesting. And there it is. There's what we're trying to go to. Hopefully we'll be able to pick that up. It'll be on the right side of the road and we won't be blocked from going to do that. Oh, what's that? Wasn't sure quite where I hit that. Oh, that. Damn car. Oh, this is pretty. This is really pretty. I like this. I mean, there's some utilitarian office blocks there, but you know, in general, I'm liking this, and the traffic lights are all green for us everywhere we go. Right, so where is that? It's on our side. This is perfect. We'll just stop in here. What's this, like a botanical gardens? So here we are in Luleå. This is our first scenic viewpoint. Let's have a look what these are all about. So this is just called Luleå. 1 out of 12 of the Northern Secrets. That's a very nice church and park. Liking that. Man taking photo of empty building with missing walls. Not sure what that's about. I mean, it's so impressive there's people doing interviews there. That's quite a nice shot, isn't it? Look, like that. Nice sort of central street. And this is where I guess this is like the docks or by the river that we've kind of crossed over. This is very nice. Let me know in the comments if you know anything about this city or town. I'm not sure quite what size it is. Oh, that looks proper old. Presumably that green is like a copper roofing or something. Yeah, that's got some age to it. That's a little newer. Rather cool. Like must be, what's that? Modern apartments or something like that. Ooh. Very nice. I mean that looks like it's proper old, well, 1960s and 70s behind there. Like the front part to it though. Oh, there we go. Well, that was fun. We found Luleå. We've looked around it. If you've been to this town, let me know in the comments. I want to hear what it was like. So, just tootle over here, and we'll be taking a left. And as I said, I think what we're going to try and do is continue to head north. I want to go to that most northern point before we go anywhere else. So we'll be looking for a job in that direction. Hopefully we'll be able to find one. And again, it looks like we're coming... Oh, that's that modern looking building. And this is oh, this must be the docks. Just a single crane. Not probably the most active docks then. Or is that an old crane? Is that a museum? A museum of cranes? Don't answer that. So the parking we've had so far has been easy. We had a 40, but it was a new location, having to actually go inside. Once we knew what we had to do, it wasn't particularly tricky, but it was kind of a cool, new, like inside bit of parking. And we've kind of done a little bit of that. We did a little bit of that in ATS. With, if you've not seen that, in the was that in Missouri? Oh, he's gone wrong, hasn't he? Yeah, in Missouri we had those like underground areas for storage, which was really mad. Like huge things underground that you could drive into, and there was so much like tunnels and things underneath. And apparently this is all like a thing in not just in Missouri but in other places as well in the States. Like making use of old mines and things like that. Very cool. Right, we've got a bit of train stuff happening there. Can't go right, can't go straight on, so we'll be heading left. We're at our delivery location, folks. It's on the left side. We're going to the whatever that is. Oh, there we go. We'll see what we get. We're going to get a tricky one, or is it going to be okay? Well, that was interesting. My turning key decided it was not going to respond, which was nice. Someone mentioned in a previous video about why don't I use my mouse for driving? Well, reversing, or no, driving. That was it. So drive with the mouse. Well, I do kind of drive with the keyboard and mouse, so I use the mouse to look around which I think is important, and then the keyboard to drive. And actually, I'm very, very used to that. I think if I was going to do anything, I would probably get a wheel, but I'm not planning to do that at the minute. I'm happy enough as I am. So I'm going to go this way, and then I think we just need to slip past that thing on the left, and then it's just behind us. I think just down there. Yeah, down there. So this one's hard, I think, because we've got to kind of do a little wiggle, a little shimmy. But as you well know, I'm not adverse to a little shimmy. I've gone too quickly. Come on. Right, there we go. We're round the wall. Now we can properly get around here. I think there's a little bit of room to play with as well. Looking pretty good at the minute. We're going to get this first time. Feels like we could do. Oh, look at that. Ooh, I didn't think that was that hard, if I'm being honest. As long as you approached it in the right way, I think it was absolutely fine. So, that's nicely done. No damage. Only hit one card. So, don't count that. Decent amount of XP. We're heading north up the map. We're now in Sweden, which is nice. 500 odd XP. So let's have a quick look at where we are on the world map. And so what I'd be hoping to do is maybe take something to this region here. And there are a lot of jobs. There seems to be a lot more jobs than usual. There you go. Something like that would be a good one. And then that puts us within striking distance of Hundsvag. And I think going into the interior like that might be quite a fun one. Because I think we will be going through some rather cool terrain. Lots of forests, I think. Very, very little there. We will be properly exploring nature. Don't know if there is a job going up to Honigsvag. Let's have a look. Can we? No, there isn't. Right, folks, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, and go and check out the ATS videos that will be coming out very shortly for the new release, which is Louisiana. I'm very excited about. I'll be picking that up as soon as it comes out. So tomorrow and the day after, we're going to have 2 ATS videos. The first one will be to get ourselves ready for Louisiana tomorrow when it comes out, and then the next day we'll do our first drive in Louisiana. So looking forward to that hugely. If you're looking forward to it, please let me know in the comments. Anyway, folks, loving this. Give me your thoughts on this DLC, and I'll see you the next time. Bye bye.